I know you want to be sweet and kind and loving to your best friend or to your mom or to your family or to your whoever. You need to learn to assert boundaries in your life, okay? You need to stop being a pushover. What I mean by this is people who are pushovers are normally people who are like, oh, I really don't want to do that, but I'm going to do it because you said to do it. They really mean no, but they say yes, okay? You've heard of people like that, or you've experienced something like that where you have wanted to say no to something, but you say yes because you're a people pleaser. You say yes because you don't have boundaries. And when you start having these things of trying to please people, you will step into the real authentic version of who you are and what you actually fucking want in your life. Part of the problem with myself that I had, and with a lot of people who are loving, who are empathic, who are kind, who want to, see the best in people, who are compassionate, is that they don't have assertiveness in their life. And this is something that I had for a very long time, whether it was friends, whether it was family, whether it was partners, boyfriends, whoever. I did not have boundaries in my life at the fuck all, okay? And so this looked something like this. When I was in a relationship with someone who showed signs of, it's okay if you aren't emotionally at the same state of where I am, but if I feel like I'm always having to cater to your feelings, whether you are really crying or whether you just feel like, it's gonna be doomsday if your life or your love life doesn't look the same that you pictured it, and I have to always swaddle you, and I find that that's draining me. And I've had multiple situations like this. I stayed in these situations because I felt like I could heal this person. I felt like I could take care of this person. And what I realized is that no, you can't take care of these people. Some of the times you have to just be like, listen, this is draining me. You're not a bad person, and I love and I care for you, but for the sake of my own peace, I'm moving, okay? This is the same thing with your friendships, all right? If you feel like you have a friend who is constantly negative, you don't ever want to be around them. They're constantly just spewing bullshit and you're trying to just help them out, but you realize that's draining you. Set a boundary. If someone's calling you and they're like, let's go out tonight, let's do this, let's do that, and you don't really want to do that, then don't. If you don't want to go down a career field, don't do that either. Allow yourself to understand that you deserve to stand up and say, listen, while I appreciate you and I love you so much and I thank you so much for your compassion, I'm not in the place of da-da-da-da-da, or I'm not, accepting this offer, but thank you so much for calling me. Thank you so much for inviting me. This is how you set these boundaries in your life. And this is the thing that I'm trying to let you know. When you don't set boundaries, okay, you are a free walking, do whatever the fuck you want to me type of person, okay? And this is what I was like. I was afraid of setting boundaries because I didn't like confrontation. I didn't want people to get mad at me. And this came from childhood, okay? Because in certain parts of my life, if I spoke on what I really wanted to say, it was a threat to some people. And then they would retaliate in getting defensive and reactive and things like that. And of course, I did this to other people as well. And part of the problem with this is when you learn to speak up for yourself and someone retaliates in a way that is negative or a way that does not suit you, that is a sign of emotional, somewhat immaturity, and you move on, okay? You maybe, take space away from that situation, or you walk away for a little bit, or you take a breather, but you allow yourself to respect yourself, okay? And when you do these things, boundaries is a part of respecting yourself. Boundaries is not, I cut this person off and I never talk to them again. It's saying, right now, I don't have the capacity to give to you. I don't have the capacity to deal with this. And so right now, I'm going to take a step back because I respect myself enough, I respect this situation enough to say, I love you, I still want to have a great bond with you, but I can't speak today. I love you and I still want to have a great bond with you, but I'm not responsible for your healing. I love you and I still want to have a great bond with you, but this job, this company, this brand deal, whatever it is not for me right now. I love y'all, but the way that I've been feeling treated, with this friendship, I don't care if you've known this person since you were in kindergarten. It's time to move on. It's time to remove yourself. And I used to feel so bad because I would have, romantic partners who really loved me and who really, adored me, but I still felt like I was getting drained. I had friends the same way. I had friends that I really loved. I really wanted to build up, but I had to understand I have to move away from those situations. And this is something that is just a part of life. People will not understand sometimes why you make the decisions that you make. Some people might say you're still holding on to the past. Some people might say you're being dramatic. Some people might say you need to forgive and you need to let go and you need to see a new light. While all of those things could be possible, if you've worked through that and you're very confident in the fact that you've worked through those things, you don't need to go and reaffirm to yourself who you've become. You don't need to go and prove that. And I used to feel those ways as well. I would feel insecure. Oh, I have to go and prove myself to this person. I have to prove that, I don't mean it like that. I tried to beat around the bush so that I could set a boundary, but I was still pleasing people at the same time. And when you allow yourself to respect yourself, when you allow yourself to be assertive with your own boundaries, it gives you the key and the permission to say, this is what I want to do for my damn self. Because at some point, you have to look within you. You can't sit around and wonder, why do I feel like shit? And why am I always making other people happy, but I'm not happy? Why am I always calling people back when I'm not in the mood to talk, but I just don't want to disappoint them? There's a wound that you have, and it's okay that you have that wound. That's a people-pleasing wound. I'm gonna just keep it real with you because I've had it too, okay? I'm still a recovering people-pleaser, all right? But I've learned to step into my assertiveness. I'm not perfect in no means, but I had like a friend who called me yesterday, and I was journaling, and I said, bloop, X, I'm gonna call you back when I got time. And literally, I took 20 minutes, maybe 30, and I felt better, and I called him back, and we had the best conversation ever. And most importantly, my energy was there. I was able to be present. That's the thing. A lot of times when we are drained, when we are tired, when we had a long day, when we're maybe just mentally going through things, or maybe we just don't want to talk to nobody at all. Sometimes it's not that we're going through stuff. Sometimes it's literally like, bitch, I just want to chill with myself in quietness. I want to meditate. I want to journal. I want to do my own thing. You might not see me for a week. You might not see me for a couple of days. You might not see me for a month and a half. That's okay. I'm still going to talk to you. And maybe I won't talk to you, but it's all up to me at the end of the day. It's energy at the end of the day. And so I want you to look at your life and start looking at where are you not allowing yourself to truly be who you want to be, not what other people want from you. It's so easy to wake up and to be like, oh my God, I have to answer emails. I have to get back to this person. I have to get back to that person. While those things are very true, you have to think about yourself first. If something is happening at work where it's like you can't take on tasks, this is something that I did a lot, as a Capricorn, honey, okay? I thought that if I took on more work, if I burnt myself out, that was some type of, reward. That was some type of accolade that I was gonna get for being the best burnouter at my company or the best burnouter, in my job or position or whatever. And I realized that shit was making me sad. And I did the same thing with other areas of my life. If I pushed out more YouTube videos, I would be seen as, the best person, the best creator, or that I'm giving myself some type of validation that I'm egoically needing. But when I realized that was a bunch of bullshit, it was actually making me tired. It wasn't cool to be the person who burns themselves out. It's not cool to be the person who is, doing all of this high vibrational work, you know what I mean? And burning myself out along the way. Trying to prove to myself, even in spirituality, doing all this, constantly learning, constantly growing, constantly evolving. That shit is tiring. I don't want to do that shit. I want to fuck up. I want to make mistakes. I want to be a fucking human. I want to give myself grace and say, I don't need to have all these other accolades. I'm good with where I'm at. That's okay. And that's how you place boundaries even with inside of yourself. Is realizing, bitch, I don't gotta wake up every single day and hit the notebook all the time and try to figure out the next thing of what can I heal? How can I grow? How can I do all of this? How can I climb to the next level? How can I grow in my career? How can I grow in money? How can I grow? You know how many things and distractions that we have today? All these people who want to grow side incomes, all the people who want to, do all these different things to advance to the highest, best version of themselves. While that's not a bad thing, where do you place the boundary where you're like, enough is enough? For me, I stopped talking to a lot of people who talk about that stuff every day, 25/8. I stopped watching a bunch of shit. I stopped just feeling like I needed to be this project that needed to be fixed all the time. And I started saying, I'm not going to allow myself to feel like shit. And it's the same thing with, I call him Simon, the negative voices in my head. I'm like, Simon, fuck off. I'm not going to be limited by what happened in the past. I'm not going to be placed on however I behaved in the past. I take ownership of that. I'm accountable for that. But if you're still living in me being in the past and all this other bullshit, if I can't express myself and explain myself to you without you thinking that I'm still living in some past version of me, I'm done. Because I'm not going to re-explain and re-explain and re-explain. And it's the same thing, women. If y'all are out here trying to change a man and trying to, get a man to grow emotionally or grow mentally, honey, I'm done. We gotta cut that out. We have to get to a place where we respect ourselves. And this is not about being mad at people. This is about understanding that you deserve to respect yourself wholeheartedly, period. Period, sis, okay? You deserve to do that. You have to have boundaries in your life. If you don't have boundaries, who the fuck is gonna have boundaries for you? Let's be honest. Let's be really motherfucking real, okay? Okay? Lack of boundaries only turns into resentment. This dog, honey, he's just barking because I think he hears my voice. But you have to have boundaries in your life, is all that I'm saying. And if you cannot learn to have boundaries, your life is going to be challenging, hard. You're going to hate yourself. You're going to resent other people. You're going to be really mad because you didn't speak on what you should have spoke on. Stop saying what you think is appropriate to say and say what you really feel. Say what you really want to say. Okay, and it doesn't have to be disrespectful. You don't gotta cuss people out to get your point across. You don't have to be nasty and use indicative and disgusting words to get your point across. But you can be affirmative in it. And another thing, lastly, that I want to say is that your boundaries don't need to have an explanation. If you need to block some folks, unfollow some folks to find your own peace, then do that. And there doesn't need to be any explanation as to why. Okay. Now, I don't do this with people that I still talk to, but people that were from 5-6 years ago, and I don't got no affiliations with them like that. We don't talk that much. Blue block, especially men. You know what I mean? Especially men, honey. Okay. If it's a friend, you can maybe talk it out. Okay. But if it's somebody you used to date and you're not really into them no more, and you move on to something else, then move on, honey. If it's somebody you still got a heart for and you still want to talk about things, then that's a different story, okay? But stop allowing yourself to be abused. Stop allowing yourself to be disrespected. And today I want you to look at yourself. I want you to, whenever you watch this video, ask yourself, where am I allowing myself to be taken advantage of or ran over? Where am I not allowing myself to stop being ran over, played, or, not allowing yourself to set what you want to set in your life. The boundaries that you know you deserve to set for yourself. Because it's your life. You're the one creating it. You are the one that's creating your own life. Nobody's creating this life for you. You are creating the story. So if you are getting mad at people because they're not what you want them to be, or you're not speaking up for yourself, that's you creating your own reality, honey. It's not me. It's like it's like the people out here, in nature. I can't control what people do. I can't control what's happening around me, but I can set boundaries, and I can say all I'm going to do is focus on what I need to focus on right now, which is filming this video, and not letting anything else distract me. You have the power. Make sure you like this video. Make sure you comment down below. Okay, what boundaries are you learning to set in your life? How are you going to create a happier life from setting boundaries? What things have you not set boundaries on and that you're resenting other people for, or you're resenting yourself for, okay? Because the attitudes that you have with other people is 9 times out of 10 because you have not set them with yourself. And I am coming from bloody honest truth, right? Fucking real actual shit that I have experienced in my own life that I have not set boundaries for. I've got mad at people because somebody texts me a loving message and I'm getting agitated because I didn't tell them that I'm just not in the mood this week. And so now I got an attitude with them and I'm carrying that in my head all day. This bitch, da da da. You know you've done it before. So make sure you look at yourself and you remind yourself of that. I hope y'all have a good one. I speak blessings to y'all. Thank you so much for 75,000 views within this month. I'm so appreciative. I am really grateful and I'm excited for where this channel is going to go. And I hope that y'all got something from this video. Comment down below. Make sure you share this video with anybody that you feel might need this today. I'll see y'all in the next one. Peace.